In this video, we will be going over how to safely operate the circular saw. So we have our material here. Let's say we wanted to cut this material to 3 feet 9 inches. I'm going to make a mark at 3 foot 9. Come over to the other side, make another mark at 3 foot 9. And then I'm going to come to the middle and make a third mark at 3 foot 9. The reason we make 3 marks is 2 points is a line, 3 points is a straight line. It makes it easier for us to get everything lined up. This particular type of circular saw is what's known as a track saw. It has this groove on the underside here that is designed to work with a track or a guide. The guide for the circular saw has two sides to it, the soft rubbery edge and hard aluminum edge. It is the soft rubbery edge that we're going to be lining up with our points. Additionally, the guide wants to rest on the piece that we are keeping, not our offcut. So we would line it up like this, not like this. So we're going to take our guide, set it on there, line it up with our points. Now we want to clamp the guide to the material. To do that, we use these clamps which hook in to the underside of the guide. So I'm going to need to pull this out a little bit so that I can hook the clamp in, slide it along, and make sure that I'm clamping the material to the guide and not clamping to the table. With the clamps, this slides up, and then you want to grab low, and it locks into place. Invariably, what will happen is because you're doing all of this underneath here where you can't see, people will grab high on the clamp, and they'll actually be grabbing the release and not actually clamping it. So, grab low, and you will hear it locking into place. You will feel it locking in. Grab the clamp for the other side. Adjust our guide. Slide it in. Slide up. Again, grabbing low. Clamp it. Now that I've got my clamps on, I'm going to take my material and slide it a little closer to the table. We want to secure our material to the table in some fashion. Now, we could screw it to the table, but again, given that this is the piece that we are keeping, we may not necessarily want screw holes in it. What we can do is take a nice heavy 40-pound stage weight and set it on there. That will hold our material in place. The circular saw, this groove rides along this ridge. What this means is you can only travel this way with the saw. You cannot go this direction. It won't lock into place. With the circular saw, it is the thumb switch that unlocks the blade and the trigger that starts the saw. That is opposite from our chop saw. And we can adjust the amount of blade that we have exposed. So again, the rule is whatever the thickness of the material is, you want about a 1/2 inch or no more than a 1/2 inch. We are dealing with 1/4 inch material, so we want our stop to be between 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. You press in on the stop and it slides up and down, so we want to be somewhere in the neighborhood of between 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch, no more than 3/4 inch. So something like that. This hose is going to get in the way. You deal with it a couple of ways. Some people like to take the hose and drape it over their shoulder like one giant green boa. I personally find this to be a little uncomfortable. I prefer to just take the hose, kind of hold it off to the side as I'm making my cut. But it is whatever is most comfortable for you. When operating the saw, obviously you have one hand on the trigger. If you choose to have 2 hands on the saw, your second hand is on this handle. You do not grab it by the motor, you don't grab it by the blade. It's this handle. You do not need to have two hands on the saw. It is whatever is comfortable for you. Before I make my cut, I want to check my body position. If I were to stand here and try and make my cut, by the end here, I'm fully extended. That's a bad thing. Whereas if I just position myself off to the side like this, then I can make the cut without fully extending myself. So we've got our blade height set. We're ready to make our cut. We want to push forward on the thumb switch to unlock the saw, pull the trigger, let the saw come up to speed, and then plunge down into our cut. Hold on to the saw until it comes to a complete stop. Now we can set the saw aside and release our clamps. And that's that.